Lovejoy is a journalist. He's an award-winning journalist, a bubbly character, someone who just enjoys what he does. And what I do most, or what I do best, is journalism. Anything journalism related, it brings pure joy to me. I think Lovejoy is also some guy who's kind-hearted. I think that's the picture that people don't know about me, the character that people don't know about me. I'm very kind-hearted, but I think those who are close to me would attest to that. Um, I'm also not outgoing, although people think I'm a bit of outgoing. But yeah, here and there, I do go out with a couple of friends. So in a nutshell, this is me.
Growing up, did you ever imagine being a journalist?
Not at all. I never thought I would be a journalist until probably I got to Form 2. I think growing up, I wanted to do a bit of law or pharmacy, and that's the direction that my mom wanted me to go as well. But then I think there was this natural instinct in me because I used to write a lot of good articles, a lot of good composition. I'm sure you know in primary school we used to write composition, and I was very good to the extent that most of my compositions would be displayed on those boards, headmasters boards and stuff. And then when I got to high school, I had a very good English teacher. She panel beat my English and my everything. And then I developed a great thing for writing. I developed a great thing for the arts, so to say. So that's when I realized, no, you know what, I can be a journalist. But funny enough, I did sciences during my Form 4, during my ordinary level. And then I had to change to do arts when I went for my A level. That's when I gained the deep passion for journalism further developed.
Okay, so how does it feel to be a journalist?
It feels nice for various reasons. The major reason is that you're able to tell a story that not many people are able to tell. It's like you've got intimate details about something that people do not have. So sometimes you feel very important because you've got something that people are waiting to hear. And it feels important because you're also being trusted, by disseminating important information to people. It's not something to take lightly. Giving people what they want to hear, what they have to hear, and also being a factual journalist is not something that you take lightly. So I think being a journalist is fun. Yes, there's the fun aspect of it. You travel, you meet different people, you experience different cultures, you go to new places. Yeah, I think there's the fun bit of it. There's the seriousness part of it, but there's also the stressful part of journalism that we normally don't talk about. Journalists go through a lot, or we see a lot of things, be it through our lenses, be it through the pen. We encounter a lot of stressful things to the extent that maybe some things that you see us writing would have censored it because it would be too sensitive to be written. But what we experience, to be honest, is very stressful, which is why I always advocate that journalists should go for counseling once in a while.
Okay, yeah, can you take us through the highs and lows of your career?
Okay, I think definitely the highs have been me winning a few awards. As of now, I think I've got 3 or 4 awards to my name, 4 awards to my name. I think the biggest one is the Photojournalist of the Year award in 2019. In Shona, we say Ndairi Raipap. Yeah, so I think that was sort of the highest moment of my life. Of course, I'm not downgrading other awards, but that one was really very important for me, given the magnitude of the work that I put into everything. And generally, just being around important people, sharing notes, exchanging words with the who's who of Zimbabwe. just being even close to the president, asking questions to the president. It's not every day that everyone can just, be listened to by the president. So those are some of the things that we might take lightly, but they're very important. I'm not saying it is something that one can say, no, I have to do this, but no. It's not every day that you get to do that, but we do that on a regular basis. Some of the laws obviously have come through the harassment that we get as journalists, that I also got, or that I've been getting as a journalist, be it physical, emotional, psychological. I think most people would remember that in 2019, at 26 Richard, we were tear gas bombed. I don't know if there's such a word, but yeah, this was after I had taken some pictures, and then police and then some council officials who are very, very overzealous, they chased me into the office. They shot me with their tear gas, and they threw tear gas into the office, and then came the moment when I was called by the president's team, the CIOs, the intimidation that came after, and just knowing that you're looking over your shoulder. You're never safe in this country, especially around 2019 when we had so many alleged abductions, right? You never knew what you were going through, what you would go through the following morning, or if you'd wake up in the same bed that you slept. I remember there was a time that I actually didn't sleep at home for 3 days, 3 nights. I couldn't sleep at home because I had been told that never come on, and ndaitya kurara pamba funga kuti you'd wake up or something. But then these are some of the things that we encounter. Luckily, I presented myself to the police, and we had a very nice conversation. So the highs and lows, obviously, they are there. The laws are many, to be honest, in journalism. The psychological effects, like I said earlier on, I talked about journalists needing counseling. I remember in 2018, when I was covering the 1 August shootings, soon after the elections, I covered everything from how it started until around 6 p.m. I saw almost everything that happened. I saw people being shot. I saw people being beaten. I saw soldiers stamping on someone's foot, breaking that leg. Those are the things that I captured. And to this day, when I just look back, I'm like, but I went through this, and I never got any counseling after that. So it's a traumatic experience for journalists to experience. So yeah, those are some of the laws. Obviously, there are many, but I'm sure that these ones will do for now.
Seeing that now you know the ins and outs of the journalism profession, given another chance, would you still choose journalism or?
No and yes. No, in the sense that if we have to be very honest, journalism is not a thankful profession. You work extra hard for extra nothing, if I can say that. Your output it should be there, right? The work that you're supposed to give out is there, but what you're earning is below the ground, still peanuts. And you make a lot of sacrifices, personal sacrifices, for nothing. If you're not working for an international organization, then you're doomed in journalism. So financially, from a financial point of view, no, I wouldn't do journalism. But I would still pursue journalism as a side hustle. Because I believe I'm a born journalist. So there is no running away from it. Probably I would still pursue either law or pharmacy, because I've got a thing for medicines. I also have got a thing for law. I also have got a thing for planes, right? Maybe I could do. I could be a pilot or something like that. Yeah, maybe I could be earning something better.
So how do you balance for your love life and journalism? Seeing that journalism is a bit demanding and you also have to have a social life.
Okay. I think I'm very thankful that I've got a girlfriend who understands the scope of work that I do, and she also helps me to some extent with my work. There are times when I've got a huge workload, and I'm like, babe, I've got this. Please help me with this. And within minutes, she has done things. She's even faster than I am. Maybe because she's not a journalist, so maybe she finds it very fascinating. But yeah, I've got someone who's very supportive. And I try to say when I'm at work, I'm at work. I don't take work home unless it becomes very necessary. So yeah, there's obviously that balance. I put balance, to be honest. Even when I'm at work, I give time to just loosen up. But I'm not an outgoing person. But I give time to the people that matter in my life.
Journalism is painted as a profession for children, if I can put in quotes. What's your take on that?
It's only that you and I are in the media profession. That's why we see a lot of these shenanigans going on. But every profession is like that. Every profession has got its bad apples. Every profession has got its good apples. If you go, let's say, in the banking sector, they will tell you that there are a lot of mischievous people in the banking sector. If you go, let's say, in the medical sector, they will also tell you the same thing. But at the end of the day, it's about you as a human being, because you're not defined by by where you're working from, or what you do in life. That should not define your behavior, right? I for one, I'm not that because it's a personal choice. I chose not to be that kind of person. But there are people who get overwhelmed. Like I said earlier on, there's a lot of traveling in journalism. Sometimes you might spend a week or two away from home, and that creates, I think, sort of a room for one to be naughty, maybe with the people that he or she is around. But now it's a matter of a personal choice. You choose to do that. It's not something that you just wake up and you say, oh, okay, I slept with such and such a person. Ah, it was a mistake. No, you chose to do it. Even nurses do that. Even doctors do that, right? It's only that you and I, we work in the same space with journalists, so we end up thinking there are a lot of, bad apples within the journalism fraternity.
Okay. Okay. Lastly, would you advise anyone to enter into the field of journalism or to practice journalism?
Yeah, yes, I would. But journalism is not for the faint-hearted. If you're looking for comfort, then stay away from journalism. Stay away from us. We don't want you here. There are a lot of uncomfortable truths about journalism that one will have to, go through. I think from an outsider's point of view, people think that it's all rosy in journalism. They think that when you're a journalist, you've got, I don't know, a red carpet being rolled out for you on everything. No, we work extra hard. Maybe even extra hard than doctors, than lawyers, right? But I'm not trying to scare anyone. You can come through, but be strong-hearted. You don't need to be faint-hearted. You will lose your plot, and once you lose your plot, you become like everyone else. You need to be very strong-willed and disciplined. We were talking just now about loose morals and stuff. So you need to be very disciplined, and you need to know why you're here in journalism. Because I think most of us we just come here. I used to laugh a lot with some of my friends, and would say journalism is a profession of failed lawyers. And I used to get a lot of stick about that. So when you come into this fraternity, you need to know what you are in for. You're not going to get cookies every day. You're not going to get a cup of coffee with honey every day. No, sometimes you're just gonna have dirty water from the river. You're gonna go to Cholocho there and see a lot of uncomfortable things. But the next morning you're gonna wake up maybe in a 5-star hotel in Victoria Falls. You're flying to South Africa, but next week you're driving on a dirty road to Chirezi. So you need to be that person who is very versatile and flexible. You don't need to be that person who says, no, I love the high life. You will not survive in journalism. So please come to this profession, but be ready for anything and everything.